Hello. So the quality might be bad. Fuck it. Um, so I'm here and I don't went through like mad emotions. I don't went through the crash out phase. I don't went through the why phase, the blaming people phase, and now I'm kind of just coming to like acceptance. I think one thing that people get misconstrued in regards to people who look at the world and spiritual systems a little bit differently than others is that, or just like culturally speaking, I'm learning to, I still have to remind myself that death is not a bad thing. This might be the Scorpio rising talking, the death and everything taboo coming out of me, but from what I've seen and through what I've been through, I've just learned and experienced just how close those who transitions are to us, in a way that if you've never experienced it, or if you are not called to experience those types of things, then you just wouldn't know about it. But even with all those experiences, like even like when I was a child, even experiencing those things, I won't lie, I'm going through a really tough time right now. This is my right, it might be the left when I post this, but I look to my right and I see my dog. My dog is named Coco, and I've had her since I was 6 years old. I'm 24, and it's just hard for me to wrap my head around the fact that in a few hours, days, she won't be here. I have sat and I've prayed and I've meditated on how I can help her best and what she needs from me, and being there to just emotionally help her. I tried to feed her, give her a drink of water, and it seems like she's just performing for me. And I've been having to stop myself with, okay, she's trying to prepare her body to transition to the other side, which means that if she's not wanting to eat, she's not wanting to drink, she's in pain, giving her things that would sustain her life on this side would aid in her suffering, because they would nourish her body. I had to stop myself earlier today. I was scrambling, I was a mess. Things have escalated or gone downhill so fast, like within the past 2-3 days. One day she was yelping in the middle of the night, and she looked like she was having spasms and tremors, and you could just tell she was in pain. And like, I went downstairs and my mom and my brother were like standing over her saying, "Oh my God, what's wrong?" Literally, that's just not fucking helping. I came down, I grabbed her, and I just held her, and she stopped tremoring. Carried her upstairs. She slept in my room. Now when she came in my room, she's getting into stuff, and she really is obsessed with my cozy corner, which is where I make the majority of my videos, like with the good lighting and the pillows in the background and stuff. She loves it over there. I don't like her being over there because it's dangerous. It's a content creation spot. It's a lot of wires. It's a lot of, stuff that she can knock down and get herself hurt, and that's just not what I want for her. So I kept having to, even in her last days, she has made it a mission to still be like a child, to still want to explore, to still have a zest for life. And I think that's amazing. I think that's why I've had a hard time with letting her not eat, letting her not drink, letting her body shut down while her soul elevates. because if she has such a zest for life, I want to do everything I possibly can to make her stay. But even if she did get to stay, her quality of life just wouldn't be what it used to be. After that night where I found her and I held her and I brought her upstairs after seeing my mom and my brother stand over her, trying to figure out what's wrong. By the way, asking a dog what's wrong is literally like the worst thing you can do, because they're not gonna fucking answer you like they can speak English. Sorry, I'm pissed. After that, and like she went in my room trying to like mess around and stuff. That was the last time I ever seen her walk. She became paralyzed within 24 hours of that day, of that night. She didn't want to sleep in my room. I didn't get any rest. I would say she let me sleep for 4 hours, woke up at 2:30, and from that point on, it was just literally her still having that zest for life, pushing herself up on her front arms, trying to move around, you know? Like, she couldn't understand, her mind couldn't wrap around why her legs aren't working. So I got her a wheelchair. I'm like, she really wants to walk and she has this zest for life. Why not me? Why don't I help her? You know? So that's what I tried doing. I bought the wheelchair last night because bills and stuff like that. Like, I had to make sure that like I could get her the best quality wheelchair. And if you don't know, wheelchairs are really expensive for dogs if you want a really good one. But within this time span, it was probably like a day in between me getting the chair and her legs giving out permanently. It's just everything is escalating so quickly. Like, every day is different, and I can only base it off of what happened prior. I can only base it off of the day prior. Okay, how was she the day prior? Okay, like, she seemed good. She seemed like she wants to walk. Okay, let me help her get a wheelchair. Oh, I got the wheelchair. Okay, how is she doing today? Oh, she doesn't even want to lift her head. She doesn't want to eat. She doesn't want to drink. She doesn't want to do anything. I don't know how her body feels. I know she most likely had DVDD, I think it's called. Basically, she had a slipped disc in her spine, which is pretty common for dogs her age and of her breed, and have like the long-backed breeds usually have that problem. We seen that she had like a spinal misalignment, but we just thought, you know, maybe it was just she needed to go see a chiropractor or something. I don't know. I'm watching her now, and I've just been praying that she goes, if I'm being honest. I've just been praying that she just... Because I know how it's set up. I know how it's set up on the other side. I know exactly who's going to take her. I know exactly how everything is going to play out. I just wish that it would hurry up, because it sucks, but euthanasia is so freaking expensive in my county. With everything that I have going on as far as like bills and stuff, like, we're literally in a recession. Like, I literally would not be able to. So all I have is my love to give her while she transitions on her own. I've been letting her know, hey, you don't have to hold on for me. You don't have to hold on for nobody in this house. You held on for me when we were both in a situation where we were constantly at the hands of someone's disgusting ego, constantly at the hands of someone who did not mind abusing us for the littlest things. and calling that shit discipline. You stayed for me because you knew that I had nobody else that could help me, that could comfort me. You stayed. And I've just been trying to talk to her with my words and just be like, hey, like, you can transition. You can transition whenever you feel like it. And maybe I delayed it because I was able to get her to drink earlier. She was severely dehydrated. I took her from my brother's room. They weren't doing anything, which sucks because I'm at work all day. I come home immediately. I come get her out of the room and she's dehydrated. I got her a bowl of water and she's literally like drinking like she's never drunk a day in her life. And I'm like, okay, clearly she's thirsty. But I could tell from her breathing and a couple of other things that she was severely dehydrated and I needed to get her like electrolytes fast. So I got her some Pedialyte in hopes that she would drink for me at least one more time and I can get these electrolytes down her throat. And that was the last time she ate or drank for me. In a rush, in desperate panic, I bought freaking organic baby food from fucking Walgreens because I was just in such disarray. I just needed something to get down her throat. But I don't want to fight what she's trying to do. I don't want to fight what her soul is trying to do because people know when they're about to transition, bruh. As someone who has a lot of knowledge about a lot of different things that are considered taboo, that are very much so real, and that very much so do happen, people know. Any being knows when it's their time to go. Now, sometimes your ego might fight it because your ego is attached to your body. It's attached to your human experience, but your soul not only knows that when it's time to go, they're excited. They're excited. The amount of peace that one experiences on the other side is literally indescribable. A lot of different religions or spiritual systems describe it in different ways. Some people have chosen to interpret it in different ways, whether to serve their own biases, whether it was just a mistake, or whether they just got the parable wrong. But if we talk about, reaching nirvana or going to be with the Lord or anything of that sort, reaching jhana, it's all different variations of the one cosmic truth, no matter what spiritual belief system that you believe in. We try to humanize it when it's not a human thing, So we put certain labels on it, we put certain stipulations on it, we do all these things to try to make it make sense in our human brains. And even what I can tell you is still what I can comprehend from a very human perspective, but I know it's a broader perspective than what's being taught. When we talk about being one with God, it's not like, oh, I'm home, can I get into the pearly white gates? There is no separation. I am literally one with the Creator, and this is peace. I feel at peace. I feel whole. I feel loved. I can't describe it in the best way, I feel like, to people who might not quite understand. So I just hope those that understand what I'm talking about understand what I'm talking about. I'm very proud to be her death doula. I'm very proud. It's definitely an honor. And I can only hope that I'm doing the best job that I can, just to like make her feel as comfy as I possibly can. But yeah, I definitely had to like switch my human brain off, or my completely human brain off, and still remember that like we're not humans with a soul. We're a soul with a body. And since we are a soul with a body, where we go after we leave this place is where we belong. It's home. And for that reason, I try not to be sad. And for that reason, I found the strength to be there for her as much as I possibly can without letting my emotions cloud what I need to do for her. So right now she's going through labor breathing. And I found her like that in my brother's room. If you could see by my face. And that's when, like, I knew, like, at work, something was telling me, make sure as soon as you get home, you give Coco some water. I go into the room to go get Coco. It's literally a bowl of dry dog food and no water in sight. Throughout the entire time I was at home, it wasn't, oh, make sure she has some food, make sure. It was specifically water that I was being repetitively told to go get for her. And when I got home, I understood why. I just really want her to go peacefully. I want her to go as peacefully as possible. She's already in a lot of pain. I mean, I would understand, like, I would think that a slipped disc in your spine is pretty goddamn painful, even if you did lose the connection to your legs. Mentally, emotionally, it's already a lot. Wow. That's crazy. I've also been burping a lot. I've been releasing a lot. If you don't know, energetic blockages can be released in a lot of different ways. For some people, it's released through crying, which I have cried a lot. But it also happens through like belching or like passing gas. Random fact from me being certified in Reiki. But I've been doing a lot of that too, especially like me coming to terms with the fact that I can no longer be selfish and like wish that she could stay here forever. I've spent more years with her than years without her, and that's why it's so hard for me to let go. But I can't be selfish when I see that she's clearly in pain. It just sucks because I know she loves life. I know she loves to explore. I know she loves to be a kid, you know. Like, one thing I love about dogs is that they never stop being a kid. They always want to explore. They always want to get into stuff. They always want to, you know, just do stuff. I'm going to take off my shirt so she can smell me, because I heard that helps with the transition as well. Just giving your dog something to smell you by. So not like near her nose where she can't breathe, but still where she can smell the shirt. When I was younger, like, she would literally tear up my underwear. Literally hide my underwear from me and just go rip it up when she was younger. Also on top of that, I'm all over the place. Please bear with me. I'm grieving. I'm being a deaf doula. Now, mind you, I always felt like I would be a deaf doula. I always felt like that was a part of my destiny and a part of my calling, to be a deaf doula, to help souls transition, because I have so much knowledge in this area to be able to help people who might not understand what's happening or what they need to release to cross over, etc., etc. But I won't lie, like, I was hoping that I would do this for folks that I didn't have an emotional tether to. But I think, honestly, if you're gonna be a death doula, you probably grew up being a death doula for your family first, or just people that you really gave a fuck about, you know? Because it makes it easier if you can go through with that to do it with other people. And not saying there's some type of emotional attachment when it comes to like clients or whatever, but there that since that emotional tether isn't so deeply rooted in the ways that it would if you were like with someone who you know your whole life, like it makes it a little bit easier. And right now I'm really calm. I'm watching her stomach rise and fall, but I won't lie, like when that shit doesn't rise again, I don't know how I'm gonna react. Because, you know, at the end of the day, obviously I'm still human. And I'm helping her transition. I'm giving her the comfort and the love that she needs. I bought a big ass thing of Pedialyte because I was told I could give it to her, and mixed it half and half with water to dilute it to make sure it wasn't too much for her. Gave her diarrhea. And she just wouldn't drink it. I was like, fuck. She drunk for me that one time, but maybe she was just doing it to please me, and I don't want her doing shit to please me. I don't want her getting up. I don't want shit. You know?
What's up, Christian? What's up, Buka?
Hey! Person in question. Person in question. But it's okay. It's okay. Because I'll tell you one thing, karma don't miss nobody. And I've been watching it unfold with my own eyes. Everything that you do comes back around to you. It may not come in the form of what you did to others, and I think that's a common misconception. But it comes in the form that would affect you the most, which will be different for everybody. And I'm already seeing it played out, so I'm not worried much, but best believe I'm pissed. But I know, especially the karmic year 2024, where everybody who did wrong was getting their karma, I could write a whole dissertation on everything that went down and how the shit was absolutely crazy. Cat Williams said everything will come to the light, and bitch, it motherfucking did. And he wasn't just talking about the music industry, I'll tell you that much. Everybody was getting exposed out that motherfucker, okay? Even regular everyday motherfuckers. Like, this shit was crazy, and it's still going on, at least for the person I'm discussing. And I told her that. I told her everything that I needed to, and I just keep reiterating it, so she just feels my love and my comfort and stuff. I took her out of my brother's room. She's not gonna stay in that room no more. I'll probably put her in my cozy corner. It's a beautiful cozy corner. Like, I got like roses draped from the ceiling. Maybe that's just where she wants to pass. So I think I'm gonna do that after I get done with this video. I don't even know if I ever post this motherfucker. I just needed a place to vent. But I just wanted to get on here and hopefully talk to myself in the future. Hopefully you remember this day like the back of your hand, because I'm going to speak in code a little bit. But how is it over there where you are? How's life? Did it turn out the way we planned? If it did, congratulations. Because, and I'm gonna share this with, I'm not gonna speak in code anymore, but one thing that transpired with me is that I prayed that whenever she transitioned, that I would not be far away. When I went to college, that was the prayer that I prayed. I shall not be too far away. That is what I want. That is what I will have, because that is what I deserve. I don't pray in begging. A lot of people, prayers don't be getting answered because you pray from a place of unworthiness. And that type of energy doesn't get listened to. It's desperation. It's not, I'm calling it in. I know it is mine and it is so. It's a tip. But I know that me praying that prayer is kind of what has me tied to this place. Knowing damn well I'm doing everything I can to get the fuck out of here. And with her transitioning, there will be nothing left here to tether me here. And I know that after this, I'm just gonna skyrocket to where I'm supposed to be, where I've been fighting to get to, and where I deserve to be. Fulfilling my purpose. But to think of it from a logical perspective, that prayer, as much as I've been fighting to get out of here, if I moved away, I would not come back here, and I would take her with me if I could. But that still wouldn't guarantee that she would pass away while I was around. So the best way for it to happen would probably be the way it is happening now. And I know once she's no longer on this earth and she's on the other side and she's living her life, nothing will tether me here. It's going to create a whole nother beast out of me to push and push for where I know I'm supposed to be. Because I can't let her down, and I know what she wants from me. I know how much she loves me and what she would want from me. My dog lived 21 years. 18 of those years, I was blessed enough for her to share them with me. Since I was 6 years old, I remember the day we got her and I took her home. And unfortunately, the person who gave her to me as a gift is no longer here, which was my grandmother. She also went out in a way similar to this, where hospice was needed, a deaf doula was in the room. I consider hospice people deaf doulas. And I said, I want to do that one day as a kid, and now I'm doing it, just in a different way. I did not know what the fuck I was talking about or what I would be getting myself into, but fuck. But she's no longer here, and honestly, like, she's the last thing that I have of her. Like, the way that shit was set up, I ain't get to get none of her stuff. I ain't get to get none of her clothing, nothing. It was all thrown out like it was nothing by a bitch ass nigga who's also dead. So she's the last thing, the last person, the last being, the last divine being. Beautiful soul. And I'm trying to be okay with that. I feel like I'm okay with that, but I don't know if I'm actually okay with that, because grief is very tricky and layered. So I'm just trying to give myself space and time and grace. I just pray she goes peacefully. If I'm being honest, I hope she goes peacefully tonight. Please just take her. But as much as I'm sad on a physical level, I'm very happy for her because I know her soul, I know that her spirit is literally elevating. And she's becoming more and more of her true self outside of all of this. And the only thing that will be different about her is that she will go back to what she always was, even while she was down here, which is an energy. An energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It cannot die. But it does take a different form. And all she's doing is taking a different form. And I'm trying to sit with the fact that that what I am actually grieving is a different form of her that I would rather not experience, but that I know is what's best for her, because I'm so attached on a human egoic level to this form of her. But she's way more than that. Way more than that. I love her so much. That's it. That's all I wanted to say.